Welcome to this lovely autumn evening in my quickly fading annual garden, and the light is also fading. So I was out here doing some recording, but thought I would go ahead and record this video that I've wanted to share with you for a while. And that is talking about raising pagan children. So this particular video is going to be about raising toddlers and infants because that's the stage that my family is at right now. But I do hope to do more videos as our family grows, and another one that I will be doing very soon is the pagan pregnancy video. But before I get into all of that, I want to step back for a minute and talk about what that means, what pagan means for us. Because paganism is an umbrella term, so you're going to find a lot of different groups and a lot of different people that identify under that term, and it's going to mean something a little bit different to different people. But for us, we really focus on what pagan, the core of it for us is that it's earth-centered, right? It's nature-centered. It's about living in a way that we are connected with nature and living in a joyful and intentional way. So we spend a lot of time focusing on the wheel of the year, being present with and celebrating the cycle and the passage of the seasons, and with our connection overall with the rest of the ecosystem that we are part of, and on the very different levels from the self ecosystem to the surrounding area, to our biome, to our planet, and living in a really intentional way. So that for us is what the core of our pagan practice is about. So as I mentioned, we're a very young family. So right now I have a 2-year-old and am due in a very short period around Samhain with another child. So I'm going to talk about how we approach raising our children within that context. The first thing when thinking about it that I sort of thought of was what are my own memories from my toddlerhood, and how did I experience life at that point? And a lot of my memories are about the thunder and running away, running and grabbing my parents' legs and giggling and laughing and figuring out how the world worked. It wasn't about learning this, any specific information or anything like that, but toddlerhood and infancy as well is really about creating the context for our relationship with the world. Our brains are forming at that point. We're figuring out, what's this all about? What is my role in it? What is it? What exists? What is there? And so when thinking about how we're raising our children, that's what we think about right now, is about just creating the context for the rest of life. So we focus quite a bit on the seasons right now, experiencing the weather, the day and night cycle, the seasonal activities. So when it's raining, we're just coming out of our monsoon season. Here, this is the high desert, so in the afternoons we would have rain come in, and stepping outside and playing in the storm and feeling the rain come down and the wind, and just observing that and being part of that, and taking the time for those experiences. The day and night is very important for us, making sure that we get out during the day and experience what day is like, but equally so with the night. So sometimes I'll take my daughter out and we'll cuddle outside in a chair, wrap the blankets around and just experience the stars and point out the moon and listen to the crickets, and often she'll go to sleep, but really experiencing the difference between the night and the day. And then engaging in the seasonal activities, We're coming out of this very, and still in to a certain extent, abundant, bountiful season where uh, she could come out and pick tomatoes and just cover her face in tomato juice, um, and play in the dirt and get it under her. Right, I'm playing with the dirt now as I talk, under my fingernails or under her fingernails. And as the leaves are coming down, we don't have a lot of deciduous trees here, but we actually have one in the front, right in front of our front door with the leaves coming down, so we'll play with that. And when the snows start to come, we'll spend time out in the snow. And really, that's what I mean about focusing on sort of the seasonal activities. Another thing that we do, because since our toddler is, yeah, her comprehension is very good, her language is still developing, but we'll often point things out. And we're not trying to explain deep philosophical meanings of things, but we might go, look, there's the moon. Or, oh, there are the sisters, which is what we call the ants and the bees. Careful not to step on them. They don't want to be stepped on. So just not over explaining or anything like that, but just noticing, pointing things out. And I find now that it only takes one or two times, and then it's something that she's very aware of. And then she'll be aware of types of things that are similar to that, and it's just bringing the rest of nature into her awareness. The other part that we do, which is a lot of fun, is bringing the season into the home. So we do a lot of changing the house decor out and the activities, the smells that we have, so the colors that we have inside the house, to match what's going on with the season. And we'll bring things in from the outside, like pine cones. And right now we have all kinds of winter squash and the corn that's finally mature. We've got it hanging and drying, and all of those sorts of things. We bring that into the home, and we focus on trying to eat as seasonally as possible. So she will have that context, and then the smells and what soaps we're using. And I say smells, we use a diffuser. So we're moving into the autumn, so I'm kind of switching away from some of the summery smells into more spicy autumn. And as we move towards the winter, we'll probably move towards some of the more pines and woody smells and things like that. So that the idea is that her world, and soon our new little ones, will be surrounded by the life of the seasons. And that we try to be aware and talk about our relationship within to the level that is appropriate for where she's at. So I think that covers what I wanted to talk about with raising pagan toddlers. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a long-time viewer, thank you for coming back and watching this one. I would love to hear from you in the comments if you are raising pagan children, or if you want to, what kind of practices you have. And if you aren't pagan, but you do have specific things that are really meaningful to you, or memories that you have from your childhood, would love to hear those in the comments as well. So until next time, thank you so much and take care.